today what I'll be running through is, of course, sharing you how to make the most of the networking platform, and also walk you through the different packages that you can upgrade once you are in the system. So I'm going to start off by showing you actually, the steps that you need to take once you have activated your account. And then I'm going to show you the how to network and make the most of the networking functionalities. I'm going to then move into the managing your team's portal, which is a way to fully review all of your inbound leads, export functionalities, and also update the company profile. And then I'll finish off with the upgrade packages. So I'm going to get started. So once you first activate your account, you'll be met with this screen here. So basically, you follow the steps as you would see here. Complete your profile. This is really important to know, because the more complete your profile, the better it's going to help our AI technology match you to users on our platform as well. So go ahead, select the company type and fill in your profile, update, and just make sure that all of these fields you can complete to as much as you possibly can. So I'm going to click next and ensure that I consent and start networking. So from here, you'll be met with what we call the home feed. So feel free to review the video that's already on the home feed here. So it's just a welcome message from the events team. So now I'm going to walk you through how to make the most of the networking. So what you want to do is go to the recommended for you. So there's a variety of buttons here, and I'll run through these systematically. So in the recommended for you, this is completely powered by our AI, and the AI uses what I've just mentioned, the profile data, but also your interaction data. So what I mean by that is the show interest or skip buttons. So if you just start sifting through these recommendations, our AI will take this into the algorithm, and the next set of recommendations, it will be using the patterns of your behavior as you have been reviewing these recommendations here. So it's only showing 10 recommendations at a time, because on the next set of 10, as I mentioned, it's going to take your behavior into consideration, as well as, of course, your profile data that you filled out. So from here, you can already go ahead and request some meetings. So I'm just going to review here. So maybe I want to book a meeting with Jed. So go ahead, click request a meeting. And as you can see here, there will be a variety of different fields for you to complete. So select the date and the time that you would feel that you want to book the meeting in with Jed. And you want to go ahead and click send that meeting request. So I won't click send, just because Jed is obviously not expecting the meeting here. But let me see if I can find another colleague on the event platform. Perfect. So I can see Divya. I want to book a meeting in with her. So I'm going to go ahead and select and click send. So now that the meeting has been sent to Divya, what you'll notice is that you can see this button here called add invitee. So what that means is you can invite further colleagues or users in the platform into this meeting, up to 50 people. So what you want to do is go ahead and search for a person that you want to invite. So I'm going to see if Ingrid is on the amazing. So I want to invite Ingrid into this meeting. So select her name, and you can go ahead and send the invite to her as well. So give it a second for the system to load. So that meeting has now been sent to Ingrid as well. So now there's 3 potential users in this meeting. I'm just waiting for Divya and Ingrid to accept that meeting. So now that you've booked a meeting, you can keep all your, keep track of all of your schedules by going into the My Schedule. So if you hover over these icons here, you'll be able to see what they mean. So My Schedule, click into that, and you can see that meeting is in here. And as well, once you start bookmarking sessions, they will also appear in My Schedule. So this is a really simple, easy to view area for you to keep track of all of your meetings and sessions that you have coming up. All right, so now that I've shown you how to book meetings via our AI recommended for you section here, I'm going to show you how you can book meetings or search through a list of attendees alphabetically, or you can of course filter them. So you can search through a list manually, as you see here. So give it a second for it to load. So I am now in the attendees list. So you can of course, sort it by alphabetically, but what I also want to do is, based on what they have filled in their on their profile, I want to surface profiles that best match what I am looking for. So I want to find users that are also product sector interested in healthcare, and I want to click apply. So now I have surfaced profiles and attendees that match my, my filtering criteria. So this is just a really efficient way for you to filter users based on your business objectives. So from here, I want to book a meeting with Aaron. Go ahead, click request the meeting, and from here, follow the same instructions as I had done before. But one thing to keep in notice is the number here. So this is what we call a pending meeting limitation. So you would have seen that I've sent a request to Divya earlier. So I had 10, but now it's gone down to 9 because I had sent a request to Divya. So what that means is, unless Divya has accepted, declined that meeting, I will not get that request back. So the meeting limits here is a way for me to really put some thought into the networking and the meetings that I'm sending out. And a bit later as well, I'll show you how you can upgrade your the number of pending meeting requests as well. So this is something that you can absolutely upgrade in the package, but also this is just to kind of be mindful of who you're sending out the meeting request to. But of course, if you want to retract that meeting, so for me, if I can cancel that meeting with Divya and Ingrid, actually I'm going to do that now and show you how to do that. So if I go ahead and cancel that meeting, I will get that meeting request back. So again, you are in full control of that as well. So you don't need to wait for them to respond. If you feel like you want to take that request back, you can go ahead and cancel that meeting. So from here, I am going to move into the actually I'm going to show you my connections area. So just before I go into the exhibitor team portal, I'm going to show you one important part, which is called My Connections. So My Connections is an area where two users have expressed mutual interest in each other, or they have an accepted meeting. So what I mean by that is, when you go into recommended for you or different user profiles, you'll see this button called Show Interest. If you click on that Show Interest, I can go into my interested list. So when Divya expresses that mutual interest back, so when she clicks interested on my profile, we will then form a connection. So when we then form a connection, we have an additional functionality, which is the chat functionality. So for this case of the demo, I'm going to go into a demo platform and show you what my connections look like. So this is exactly like how the event would look like, but just for demo purposes, and we're going to go into a demo platform. So as you can see, as Bart as an example, we are connected and we have the additional chat functionality here. So we are free to send each other messages, maybe share details, email addresses, etc. with each other. So you have one more functionality versus if you were not connected. So what qualifies as a connection is when two users express a mutual interest, or when there has been a accepted meeting in place. All right, so I am now going to move into the Teams portal. So within the Teams portal, a very quick overview is that it is an area to effectively manage your team. So actually, I'm going to go into the exact team portal here. So it's an area for me to manage the meetings, manage inbound leads, manage company chat, and update the company profile, upload any products, and also export the export some exports. And I'll show you what exactly you can export. So this is the functionality here, but I guess just to make things a little bit more interesting, to kind of bring it to life a little bit more, I'm going to hop into the demo environment, just because there's a little bit more stats in here for you. So in the meetings tab, you'll see that there's ability to go ahead and create a meeting directly from there. So what you want to do is click into that, and as the representative, you are connected to all of your team members. So as you can see here, all of these people are are part of my team, and I can, you know, book a meeting for them, for another person on the platform, or you know, I can book a meeting for myself. So in this case, I'm going to book a meeting between my colleague Joe, and I'm going to find a profile so I can see. So a test, so I'm just going to select a test profile because this is just, you know, just so no one is getting a meeting request sent to them. So go ahead, select the time and the date, and of course the location of the meeting that you want to create. Go ahead, request that meeting. Actually, I'm going to just go back to my profile. Go ahead, request that meeting, and then the meeting is requested. And if you scroll down, you can see and filter the meetings by scheduled, pending, awaiting response, or declined. And you can see the team members, and you can filter by the team members as well. It's completely up to you. You'll have a full control and visibility of the different activity of the users on the, you know, other team members. You can also make it a bit more easier to view by selecting the list view. So from here, you can see a whole list of the different meetings as booked by your team. So from here, I'm now going to move into inbound leads. So inbound leads is an area that is it's basically anyone that has viewed, has a connection, has a meeting, has expressed interest in either yourself or your company as a whole. So you know, you as the exhibitor, you'll have control of what actions to take for that you know, for that lead, and you can see what action that lead has also taken, as I mentioned, interest, has a meeting, has a connection, etc., so that you're not ultimately duplicating any actions of that lead. So you can go ahead and review these leads by showing interest in them, requesting a meeting, etc. But it's very you know, important to bear in mind that this list is dynamic. So you know, for you as a representative, as you're logged in, if you're taking action on these leads, then of course that list will go down. However, for your colleague, it will obviously be longer if they haven't taken any action. So this is a dynamic list based on what actions you will be taking on those leads themselves. Great. So next I'm going to show you what company chat looks like. So company chat is an area where people can leave their inquiries when they land on your company profile, or you know, of course, like leave any details that they want. Is exactly the same principle as if you have an in-person event and you know, people stop by your stand and leave their details, etc. So from here, I'm going to open up a chat from Holly. It says that I've got one new message, and it will show my notification center that I have chat messages waiting for me to respond to. So go into Holly, and I can see her message, and you know, any one of your team members will be able to reply on behalf of the company, as you can see here, and send a message back to that person. So I'm just going to show you where the chat button is on a company profile. So if I go into, and you know, I'm going to go into a company profile now, and the chat button is just underneath their name. So it's very, you know, easy to spot. You open the chat box, and for me, I am clearly showing I am chatting to Grip. And as soon as I say hello, let's take that as an example here, what I can then do is go into the Teams and the company chat, as you can see here. And this is just purely for demo purposes. You know, no rep would be really kind of messaging their own company, but just to show you what the user journey looks like. So go ahead, open that chat, and there's that message here. All right. So now I am going to show you the company profile and where you can, you know, edit your company profile. So all representatives will have access to the company profile. And what that means is, you know, anyone could go ahead and update the company profile in terms of changing their profile picture by clicking on this button here, or putting in, you know, the website details, or just filling out any of the details here. So I'm going to go back into our event and show you specifically what fields you can complete. So you can see here we're back in the Omnia Health Americas event now, and go ahead, you can select the image. So choose a file that will be that's saved on your computer as an example. Complete the headline, and so you can go ahead and click in to the different fields here. One important thing is, of course, the video URL. So, depending on where you add the URL from, it could be from Vimeo, it could be from YouTube. Please note that you need to put in the correct embed link. And what we mean by that is if you click on to learn how, this will take you to an article to show you exactly where you can find the link and how you can put it in. So, follow the instructions of the button here. And once you're happy with the link that you've put in the values here, and go and click update, and then when you save it all and you go to your company profile, and you'll see that video embedded within your profile. And again, please feel free to add in brochures and things like that. So so go ahead and complete that profile accordingly. All right, so next I'm going to show you how to add a product, and of course, based on the package that you're on, you will be able to add an X number of products. But I can see here you can add a significant number of products. So what you want to do is go into add products, and you can fill in the product profile as shown here. So put in the product name, the headline. You can also add a video to the product profile, and just go ahead and fill in the product as much as you possibly can. I'm going to go back to the demo environment and show you what completed products look like and how they connect to the company as a whole. So I've got some products set up already. So I'm going to click into this first product here. And as you can see here, a completed product looks something like this. If I scroll down, you'll see that it's connected to the company as well. And it's also connected to the representatives. And this is, of course, really important because, if an attendee sees the product and they want to reach out to any of the representatives, they can go ahead and select the representatives and go ahead and book a meeting here. So, the way that we set things up, it is to identify the people profiles of a company for an attendee, for a user, as easy as possible, so they can go ahead and book a meeting and find out a bit more information about that product. And another thing is, when a user is viewing or has viewed this product page, they will become an inbound lead. What I mean by that is, if I viewed a product and when I go into an inbound lead, I won't show up because I'm obviously members of this team, but my name will show up. So Linda has viewed product X. So again, this is just a great way for you to keep track of exactly why that lead is a lead, what they have seen, and you can take action accordingly from those leads. And of course, if I have viewed or booked or tried to book a meeting with any of the reps, it will show on my tag. So let's say, as you can see here, there's multiple different tags on this lead here, and it will happen for me as well. So Linda has viewed product X, has meeting with Alex, who's the representative of the company, so forth, so forth. So any action that I take on that specific company, it will show as a tag of why I am that lead. All right, so I am now going to go to the account. So this is the important part. So when I am in the accounts part, you can see what plan you are on, and based on the different packages that are set within, and when you hit your limitations, such as the pending meeting limits. So I am on the basic plan now, which means I have access to 100 inbound leads, 10 pending meeting limits, and the ability to add 100 products. So if I reach if I've maxed out my inbound leads, just because if I'm getting a lot of interest on my company profile and users are taking specific actions to book meetings, to connect with myself or my reps, those leads will quickly use up. And I can't express how important it is for you to know where to upgrade once you have reached your inbound leads. So you can either do it within the inbound leads here, which you'll have a message to clearly show that you have maxed your inbound leads, or on the contacts part to say that you have reached your number of contacts, upgrade now, or you can go into the account and upgrade now. So if I click into upgrade now, you will be able to see the different packages that will be assigned here. So what is fantastic for you to know is, of course, the benefits of the packages here. You can clearly see what is on each package. For example, the maximum event leads, if you upgrade to Pro or Premium is unlimited. The max pending meetings, you can see the limitations here as well. And of course, the benefit of increasing the number of pending meetings is, you're just able to send out more meeting requests in one go. And you don't have to wait for the other user to either accept or decline that meeting for you to send out more. So it's really, really clear the benefits of, upgrading your package to be able to increase your allowance based on the different metrics here. So I'm going to go back to the event now, and I will just finish up on a couple of things. But yeah, sure. So I am kind of towards the last leg of the demo now, and I'll show you how and actually where you can export the list of things in the event. So there's two things you can export. One is the number of accepted meetings, and second is exporting mutual connections, or what we call contacts here. So because of GDPR, when you click on these export here, you will not get the personal details such as emails of the users. It will be the user's name and very basic information about that person. So we really do encourage that when you have formed a connection with that user, you can utilize the chat function to message each other, and also, it's a great way to share personal details from there. All right, so that takes me to the end of the walkthrough, and now we will be able to have a look at the questions. Okay, so if I start from, which one should I start from, actually? I think
it doesn't really matter, to be honest, whatever you prefer. You can work from top to bottom, bottom to top. I will assign them as they come in.
Sure. So I'm going to start from here. So may we receive a recording of this training? Yes. How does the different time zone work for meetings? Okay, so based on your computer settings, it will take the consideration into when you book meetings on users, and of course when you look at the sessions, this will be shown in your time zone. So what I mean by that is, if I go to the event agenda, all time zones are shown for Europe, London. So if I scroll down here, you can see those kind of those meeting times here, but actually what the time zone of that session originally is, so EST. Okay, so in terms of meetings, when I go ahead and book a meeting with an individual, wait for it to load. So based on what you would, set your availability to, you can see the time here as of how it would be reflected based on your computer settings. So it really depends on where you are in the world and what systems, what your computer system is, and that will be reflected in the meeting here. So very quickly, I don't think I've run through how you can manage your availability. So you want to go into your profile, manage your availability, and you can mark whole day as busy or select individual slots to be busy or available to meet. Go ahead and click save. All right, so I'm going to scroll down. So, okay, so next question. Are there 10 meetings for each member of the team or for the company? So it's 10 meetings per person. Okay, so do the meetings you schedule from the recommendation attendees search show up in the schedule view too? Yes, so I believe that question is, so the meetings that you would book in both the AI area, which is recommended for you, and from the list of attendees or list of representatives, when you book a meeting there, will it show up in your personal schedule? Yes, the answer is that will show up in my personal. All meetings booked in the platform, it will show in your personal, well, in your schedule here. Okay. Next question, can you search by company type? So example, hospital systems, only that are attendees. Let's have a look. So hospital systems, let me see, hospital. So I can see just in a quick search here, there's a couple of different filters when you search hospital. What you can also do is, as well as the top results of profiles with these metrics here, you can also search it alphabetically. So go into H and you can see all of the hospital, or everything under the H item here. So you're able to search by the metadata fields that are within the platform itself. Okay. Okay, so next question we have, where are the fields for our website and social media platform links? Okay, so I'm just going to go into the company profile, and you can see here, you can add the link to your company, which we really recommend in the summary here. So as an example, I'm just going to put in www.grip.events and hit save. So that will be reflected in the summary. And social platform links, we would also recommend you can add it in your summary as well. So the different areas here, such as the brochure links, the video URL links, they are purely for adding an external link to direct users to the brochure, or the embed video link within the platform itself. All right, so here we go. So I've got another question here. So I would like to go over how to add a brochure, please. So of course, within this link here, you want to click onto this area, and you will put in the website in which your brochure is saved. So you can't upload any files in here. So Grip we don't host any files. It's just anything that you put in the links here. It will link it to an external URL. So that's something for you to be aware of. So as soon as you add that in here, you go ahead and click update, and you'll see that being reflected on your profile. Next question. So how product categories provided are filled? Is there a established list of categories? So products categories provided. So yes, indeed. So there is a list of preset values for you to choose from. So you can either search through like this, which is in alphabetical order, or you can type in, I believe you can type it in as well. Let me double check. No, you're not. So basically, you need to just review this, or Control F, and find the correct category and select this and hit update. Of course, the more you select, the better our technology is going to help to match users based on your answers. So please try and fill out your profile as full as possible, which will help, of course, the system really help to match you up or recommend users based on what we call supply and demand, which is based on your business objectives and what you fill out in your profile here. All right, so next, so how can you save a search with all the filters you want to? You don't have to keep selecting every single filter every time. So in this case, when you are on a list, so when you do click on certain filters, click apply. You go into profiles, that's okay. So you want to go back to that list. It does save that. So, you know, it does save that filter. So yeah, just please feel free to select these or deselect these and amend these accordingly as the event goes on. Just going to open that back up again. Right, so next, what is the difference between the name and the headline field in the product page? Okay, so I'm going to go into the products. One of the sample products that we already have in the system. All right, so the name is just the main name. The headline is this. So if I just go back into the product, you can see that the headline is, yeah, it's just what I highlighted. So you can, you know, just kind of fill that out accordingly, and just, yeah, the name is shown here. So now you can see it on the profile. If I go back to the actual product, you can see here. So it's just the name and then the headline. So, you know, try and keep it short if you possibly can, just so it's nice and easy for people to see it when they kind of see a quick overview of the product. And when you click into it, this is the name and this is the headline. All right, so do attendees have to pay for the show? I am not too sure. I might hand that over to the event team. Is that something that
event is free to attend?
Perfect. So, all right. So, are the meetings and leads different count? So they are included as the total event leads. So that is you know. So the inbound leads is anyone that is qualified for that has viewed the company, viewed the rep, has a meeting, has a connection, has expressed interest. So that all counts as the overall leads. Okay, so what does the exported contact list really look like? Just the name and a company name. So, you know, when you of course have access to the platform, when it's, you know, when you log in into the portal, you'll be able to see that it's a very basic information, which is just, you know, the name. And let me see if I can. Actually, if I go into the company, the contacts here. So you'll also be able to see a list of all your contacts via this tab. So give it a second to load. Cool. So you'll see the name, the company if they fill it out, the source, which is the event matchmaking, and the status of that contact. So, you know, what we mean by that is if they've got a meeting with whoever is in your team, etc. So what you see here is what you're able to export. So top line information. All right, next. Can you browse for attendees by country? Let's go back to the event. So you can see here there's a tab. So you can search through the top results of the attendees in these regions, or you can go ahead and select alphabetically. Okay, so can you do a search by country region of the world? So yes, I've gone through that question. I see there's a couple of duplicate questions here, so I'm just going to sift through these. All right, so we've got, if we put a link in the description, is that clickable? So the answer to that is no. So when you add it within the summary here, it's not clickable. It's just a text, plain text. However, if you put in the brochure, let's add this in. And go into the company profile. Here we go. So yes, that is clickable. So there's certain fields that are clickable, and however, in the summaries area, that is not. Okay, is it possible to upload a PDF in the brochure section? So yeah, so as I mentioned, you can't, upload or download a file. It's just you have to put in the URL link. How is a profile linked with a sponsored conference? So I presume if you're a session sponsor, please do contact the events team because we can, configure this and set you up on the as a speaker, etc. So then on the sessions itself, you'll be able to see. Let's see if there's anything here. So you'll be able to see the speakers attached to that session. So please do reach out to the to your events team. You can see how many products can be saved. So at the moment, you have the ability to add up to 100 products. But if you don't need to reach that limit, you don't have to. But yeah, so that's the total number at the moment. So what is the difference between attendees and representatives? These are just different users, different profiles that come onto the event. You can see that they'll show up in a different list, so you can easily segment by them to the correct list, and you can go ahead and network and identify specifically who are the representatives and who are attendees of the session. So next we've got one which says, does skip count? And if you have a chat with multiple back and forth, maybe chat. Interest meeting, do each of those count? So to answer the first part, does skip count? I think that's, if you're referring to the inbound leads list, skip at present does not, it counts towards your inbound leads and that cannot be removed. So that does count towards your inbound leads. So let's say I have come through as a user that has viewed a company profile and one of the reps do not find me interesting, so they skip on my profile. Unfortunately, I already count as an inbound lead, so that doesn't get back to your quota. Cool. And interest meeting, to each of those count. So if someone expresses interest in you, has a meeting with you, or any of the reps, that will count as a lead as well. Please let me know how to upload a brochure. I think I've gone through that again. How many inbound leads can you view at one time? All 100, or do you have at? Cool. So the inbound leads, they just come through as the event is happening. If 5 people are viewing your profile simultaneously, then you'll get those 5 as leads up until the point at that you have maxed out your leads. In which case, please do upgrade via the Teams portal. So I'm going to show you that. I'll run through that again. So if you have maxed your leads, it will show very clearly to say, okay, you have reached the number of inbound leads. You're not able to see X number of leads because you need to upgrade. So you click on the upgrade button and it will take you to this area here. And once you select the package you want to upgrade to, go ahead and enter your details here to upgrade. Great, I'm going to go back. Payment is cancelled. I'm just going to go back to the event itself. Okay, so next. Okay, so we've got upload product image and how many. So you can upload only one image per profile, per product profile. So, go into product, add product, and go ahead and click and add the image of the product. So only one image per product. What are the timings of the event? Is it from Monday 2nd until Friday the 6th? I have to check with the events team. Is that the dates of the, well, actually it's on the banner here. So November 2nd to the 6th. Okay, so the profile builder allows more than one video or brochure. Is this acceptable? I have multiple brochures listed, but they are not showing on my profile and my videos are not working. Okay, so you're only able to embed one video on the profile. And in terms of brochures, you can add one link to that specific dedicated brochure area. So what I mean by that is company profile. You can only add one link in. However, if you want to add more, you can add them into the summary here, but it's just not a clickable link. But you can add more if you want to. Okay, so next we've got, will you get a notification if a chat is initiated by a prospect? So, there's two different kinds of chats here. So first one is the company chat. So for company chats, when users have landed on your company and have sent in a chat message, which will show here, you don't get an email. However, you'll get a notification in the center here to say you have X number of unread or new messages. So you do get a notification here. So if you hover over notifications, you'll see that there's new chats here. However, if someone has messaged you, or if you're connected to a connection and you use the chat functionality, which is, I'll show you here in the demo environment, if you have the chat functionality here, let's say here, you will be notified when someone sends that chat. And you can also control if you want to not receive emails for people to send you chats by going into, you want to go into your profile, leave manage notifications, and you can disable this toggle here. So you won't get emails if someone sends you a chat. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll through the rest of these here. Okay. Can you display the company profile in more than one language? So for this event specifically, you have different languages here. So so just toggle what language you want it to show. As you can see here, so just a little button next to Teams, toggle this for English, Portuguese, or Spanish. Okay, so next, so final question, how many weeks after the event is the platform open? So that's something that will be determined and confirmed by the events team. So the events team, question over to you, how long are you looking to keep the platform open?
We will get back to you on this one tomorrow.
Great stuff. All right, I can see that's all of the questions here. So, hopefully I've answered the questions in today. If you do have any more questions, please do collate them and direct them to the events team. And, we will work together in terms of the platform and the events team and get back to you on any unanswered queries today. And hopefully as well, you find today's session useful in just kind of understanding a little bit more about the platform and how to upgrade and the benefits of upgrading a package. Yes, and I think that's everything. Thank you so much for everyone's time today and hope you have a lovely rest of the day.